Hello, welcome to Two Talk Two again. I'm joined by Emily Cullen, poet in residence at University of Limerick. Emily, what exactly does a poet in residence do in a university?
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me. My role is quite specific. I'm teaching on the MA in creative writing. So I'm teaching poetry, lecturing in poetry. I'm also grading and assessing and supervising the students' work. And I'm working with members of the university community on a number of projects. So there's a teaching and a mentoring and an outreach component to my role.
Is poetry, do you think, the forgotten child of Irish literature and the arts?
Absolutely not, Jim. We have such a rich tradition of the filla or poet at the heart of our culture and identity. And I think that has shaped our identity right up to the present day with our internationally recognised poets such as Seamus Heaney, Paula Meehan, Brendan Kennelly. And I think that during the lockdown, it really became evident how much we turned to poetry to help us cope with the unknown. And, you know, Carol Ann Duffy said poetry is the music of humanity. And I think that we were tuning to the music of our own humanity and finding a way to cope by seeking solace in poetry.
So I'd have to ask you, do you have a favourite line of poetry?
That's a tough question now, but I do keep coming back to Snow by Louis MacNeice. And I suppose I'll try and summon the line now for you. I peel and portion a tangerine and spit the pips and feel the drunkenness of things being various.
Hadn't heard it before, but it's beautiful. And finally, Emily, your motto for life.
Well, Jim, it's not so much a motto as a bit of a mantra that I find myself exclaiming every so often. And it's the first line of Gerard Manley Hopkins' poem, Pied Beauty. And the line goes, "Glory be to God for dappled things." And I think I kind of say this firstly to bring me into a kind of a gratitude mindset, and secondly then to get into a space of attentiveness and attuning to what's around me.
I think that'll do any of us. Emily Cullen, thank you for joining Two Talk Two.
Thanks very much, Jim. My pleasure.